have been fully explored, even 5 years into this game being released, right? So I mean, like, I get the idea, for sure. I mean, you want to say like, hey, I think that this character can do really results. It just takes like a character specialist, right? And that has been what it's taken for Corrin. You've got two people who really specialize in Corrin, pushing her to where she is. And Light as well being one of the character specialists for Fox, being one of the reasons that he's, oh, I'm commentating Fox with Charles, I just realized. So this is going to be wonderful.
You already know. And I mean, this matchup is pretty bad for Corrin. It's not, I mean, in Smash 4, it was one of the tougher ones, probably one of the harder, like Cloud and Fox were pretty good against Corrin. But even in this game, just the idea, Fox can do very well against swordies. You just want to get up close really quick, and Corrin doesn't really like that.
No, I mean, she definitely wants to be, I mean, we talked about controlling the pace, right? I think that, she's not necessarily going to be breaking down walls, right? But she is sort of a slowly advancing wall that will kind of take the pace of the game from you. Light right now, though, says, all of these aerials, predictable. I'm parrying every single one of them. Did not find a punish, though, and Shadic finally able to get something started, but Light is one of those guys that is never going to drop that tech chase when he is playing on, and right now it looks like he's on.
Yeah, and the jab OS to get the miss tech as well. So you just throw out that single jab. If your opponent misses the tech, you get the jab block into up smash. And you have enough time after the jab cooldown to just go for the tech chase at that. So just great stuff coming out from Light, getting this early lead. Now, we've seen Shadic take Light to game 4 or 5 at Big House, I believe. And, the big thing is, biggest weakness of Fox, obviously off stage, right? Can Shadic get these edge guards?
That is the concern, though, is am I going to be able to get Fox off stage? Good wherewithal by Shadic to hold on to the jump, but Light continuing to put that pressure on. Love that forward air to just say, get off me, give me some chance to get back to the ledge. I'll let you do that ledge trapping because I kind of have to hold that, but Light right now, I mean, he is not dropping any combos either. I think that's one of the big things to watch out for is that his damage output, sometimes when he's not on, it can kind of suffer a little bit, and he's not necessarily letting those percents climb super quickly, but they certainly are climbing right now. Somehow, though, Shadic connecting that up B, Light mistiming that ledge trump a little bit, untechable. Stocks go even, but percents are not.
Yeah, Light getting a little too feisty off stage there. I mean, there was no double jump, so trying to go for the back air, trying to space the back air above Corrin. Right above Corrin's head, there is no hitbox, so you can slide through if you're really accurate and you're feeling really confident. But up air, not as hard to land, so on that platform there, Light going to close that one out. Use the illusion because most people aren't shielding in that situation. Most people are just going to try to swing or wait for you. But 90%, not too bad. We'll see if Shadic can kind of stop the bleeding here, right?
Yeah, I think the big question, I mean, again, is just going to be getting that initial hit on Fox because, Fox doesn't necessarily have a bad disadvantage state. Recovery's not great, but he's got, like, pretty decent airspeed, and, of course, that fast fall speed is such a boon for him. You see Light use that to the effect of, those fast fall air dodges and everything all the time. But for Shadic, it is going to be about getting that one hit because you saw one hit took Light to 90, but that's the only hit that he's really gotten so far on this stock.
Ooh, is that going to be enough? Yeah, Fox extremely light, but Light has already gotten a ton of damage here, 100%. And I like how you pointed out that fall speed, right? Because, Fox does suffer off stage a ton, but he's one of the hardest characters in the game to juggle and frame trap because he falls so fast to the ground. He has one of the best neutral air dodges in the game, and he can reversal you with his incredible frame data after the neutral air dodge, right? And usually, Corrin is a character that likes to frame trap and juggle you. If you can't do that, if it's harder against Fox, that's where it's going to really struggle here. But getting already 66% and counting here. Now you have the max rage. If you can get something set up, the back air does follow through, and Light with the slight pop-off here game 1. He knew he had to close that out. That was last stock, last hit right there.
That was last hit because, again, Shadic got that opening. Light was getting juggled, and even though he had the escape tools, right, that Fox has, it's not as reliable against somebody that has very long, big, and active hitboxes like Corrin does that can continue that advantage state. And, I mean, yeah, even that slight pop-up, that shows you just how hotly contested this match is going to be. And it came down to Light having a really good reaction to that pin and going, that didn't hit me. Even if I trade with the pin kick, if I throw out this back air and I trade with that, I probably come out on top anyways.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, I mean, just watching Light play as well, usually Fox players will go at lower percents to mid percents, dash attack nair, and try to do dash attack nair, which can be really strong, especially against characters with like frame 3 air dodges, but we've been seeing Light go for more reset options after the dash attack, the low percents. You can get angled up forward tilt into another dash attack, but he's been usually kind of ending things off with an up tilt and then just waiting and going for a reset. And it's been paying dividends here, and off the reset himself, he's getting so much resets, especially on top of platforms, that he just gets the up airs anyway, right?
being able to follow that up, I mean, it's so important. I think that both of these characters really, in this matchup, show the importance of being able to continually follow up on your hits, because you just don't want to give your opponent the opportunity to have that one neutral win. By the way, there's that upward angled forward tilt into the dash attack, exactly like you were talking about. And we talked about that earlier too, right? Where just these top-level players showcase every piece of a character's kit because they know exactly where they need to apply them, where they need to start mixing things up. And Shadic is taking a bite out of crime right now.
Yeah, I swear Fox does have some interesting stuff. He doesn't just spam up air. I mean, 80% of the time it's up air. But the other 20, I swear, is interesting.
As long as you're, again, like using that whole kit, right?
But oh my goodness. Falling fair?
I don't understand how Light, like, it seems like he can just teleport like a couple more units farther than other people can. Like, his tech skill is such that he can really get just the maximum out of this character that so many people are not going to be able to. Like, he is one of the only people I think that can play Fox at this, like, maximum potential, quote unquote, right? Like, to that speed that he has.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you think about players that just play really quick, Light, Spargo, Cola, all on that list, right? The quickest players to do it in Ultimate. And usually they play pretty fast characters, especially Light playing one of the fastest characters in the game. So you really get to see just the absolute speed where he's able to overwhelm his opponent by just how fast he's playing. He's doing just that right now. Up an entire stock here, Game 2 versus Shadic.
Overwhelming is exactly what it is. Like, if Light is a boxer, he is an infighter without a doubt, right? Like, he gets up close, he starts throwing not even haymakers, right? But he really does just kind of bowl you over with information overload, right? And you have to kind of pick right against him. You're not exactly going to put yourself in a situation where you can just react in general. Shadic does get that parry, will get a small punish, but can't commit to anything too big. Love the timing on that down tilt, but can't take it too much farther. So Light really just needs that one more hit to take this to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it's really tough to whiff punish Fox in there, and I mean, oh, the up smash, that is going to do it. Small battlefield not having the highest of ceilings there, so, and also the platform is going to be a little bit lower than PS2, so it is still a double platform stage, but does have differences from PS2, right?
I mean, one of the things that you'll know if you, like, for example, you can tell this really easily if you try to do forward throw to forward air with Kirby. If you try to do it on PS2, great, you can do it. Small battlefield, you're going to get plopped on that platform. It's just a little bit lower, and it does make a really big difference in some of these matchups, especially when you're looking for stuff like tech chase setups on the platform, for example.
Yeah, and again, this is a really tough draw here. I mean, already running into one of your harder top-tier matchups, and it wasn't even Kananabe. You know, who is like currently the second or third best Fox in the world right now. It's the best one. It's Light. So we'll see if Shadic can buckle down here in this set. It's going to be really hard here, and you got to do it in reverse 3-0 style.
And speaking to what you're saying, by the way, Shadic played Miaxi, if I'm pronouncing that right, in the match before this, which I believe Miaxi plays Fox as well. So in theory, like, could be warmed up for the matchup as well. Got the 3-1 victory over that. But again, like, Light is such a different breed of Fox, right? Like, this is a completely different feeling, right? Like, it is a different toolkit that you're dealing with. And I think that also to bring up to date on the bracket as well, if you haven't been paying attention to it, Light went Game 5 with AC going into this.
Wow, SoCal Snake.
Yeah, SoCal Snake used to play Falco, maybe still has one as well, but yeah would probably be playing
the Falco, but usually play Snake.
Usually play Snake, especially in that matchup, right? And I think that goes to show that, like, the difference of a sort of brain space that the matches can occupy too, where Light is probably playing like a very focused, like, when is my time to strike sort of match against AC leading up to this. Now he has to switch gears against Shadic and go, I need to press as many buttons as quickly as possible, space them correctly, but I mean, I am trying to overwhelm this guy right now, and so far you can tell that like a fish to water, right? This is where Light thrives.
And Light is just so strong on these reset scenarios. Shadic needs to hold on to this rage. I mean, it's going to be a very great tool, great DI, trading back and forth here. Falling up here on the platform, backing up. Oh, almost gets the pin there, but barely. I mean, giving Fox a haircut there.
Yeah. It's like, I had a date tomorrow. It was just a little bit of misspacing from Shadic. I think that if I don't know if there was any tech that he could have done to sort of space that backwards a little bit more, but that could just be one of those situations where you're used to doing that against a slightly taller character, and Not against Fox, though, right? A little bit shorter in stature. And now, I mean, Shadic just missing that one punish, paying for it dearly. Light is not letting him go even for a millisecond. 87 all the way up to 90 on the jab blocks, and Shadic is hanging on by a thread on the second stock.
Yeah, and now it's Light the one that's holding on to all this rage. Can't find the straight hit. Finally, the wings come out. The back air will go ahead and seal this first stock out. But, oh, I like the pin reset on the platform there. Didn't go for a tech chase because, I mean, that was just a great jump, right? You can't let Light have these tech chase scenarios.
Just that sour dash attack, though, resetting the ledge trap. Light knows he just needs to keep it simple and clean right here. Doesn't need anything too super sexy. As long as Shadic is still stuck in the corner, he can thrive. But now it's Shadic on the offensive. This is his opportunity to really take back control of this game, get himself back into this set, but he has got to finish his plate quickly.
Oh, still gets the reset into the back air. Great DI coming out from Light. You needed that for the survivability. Maybe the rage, making that confirm, not so true.
The one set of moments where Shadic is looking so good in this set are the moments where Light backs off just a little bit and is not fully committing to things. Shadic is calling him out every single time that he does try to put the brakes on a little bit and see if Shadic is going to swing early. Oh. He is so composed with this Corrin, but a little aggressive on that edge guard, not able to maintain the ledge trap. Light immediately reversals it. It's snap decision making, right? Seeing, okay, you're to the left of me, you're closer to the ledge, I'm coming right back at you with these hitboxes again.
Oh, bad DI on the falling up air there. Light looked like DI to the left, and now things are even right back up. Okay, we got the triple aerial. Now Corrin with the lead here. Shadic doing an incredible job. Was down an entire stock, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, very early on as well, but again, the damage just unmatched. 73% nairs. The spacing is great. Light has to go high. He's all the way up, but Shadic continuing to turn on the pressure. The tip of the up air connects, and that is why this kid can never be counted out.
Yeah, and we talked about how hard it is to juggle Fox. One of the harder characters in the game is the fastest faller, has an incredible neutral air dodge, but it didn't matter. Shadic was so precise with the frame traps, with the juggles. I mean, when he was down an entire stock, had a sequence that did about 90% before he lost that stock, and then after that, the momentum continued. Oh, and the jacket's coming off. The crew neck's off.
That's the other version of the sleeves getting rolled up, right?
Yeah.
Is that, okay, like, it's... Yeah, 2 shirts as well.
It's cold out here, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly. Seattle in the fall, man.
Yeah. Beautiful though. Beautiful.
Oh, dude,
I'm seeing all the leaves change color. I'm from Hawaii, so I don't get to see that too often. So
right.
It's really cool when I get to see it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, literally flying in from the plane, like you look down and everything that is not a pine tree is bright yellow or red.
Yeah,
it is super cool to see.
Very beautiful.
Even when it's super cloudy and rainy, Seattle is just always beautiful. Harmony with nature, and we will see if Shadic can continue the harmony with Corrin that he showed us in that game number 3. I mean, I think one of the things that it can kind of be hard to tell when somebody is doing it well, but one of the most impressive things about Shadic's advantage state is that he almost never overextends.
Yeah.
He is always taking combos to their limit and then not like putting himself in a compromising position trying to take it farther.
Okay, here's the grab here. One thing I didn't even notice, but on the top, you actually can see which player has what port.
Yeah, port priority.
That is so cool.
It's a little bit more relevant when there's melee, but you know, in Ultimate you can at least tell, right? Like, even if the sides are switched for whatever reason, you know, that's Shadic on player 1, Light on player 2. Of course, if you watch Smash, you already know. You can tell just by watching the Fox. You didn't need somebody to tell you it's Light, but just the way that he moves, you know that it's him. But right now, he is a little bit on the back foot. Shadic has found openings a little bit more reliably against Light in these last 2 games.
Yeah, a lot of ledge trapping coming out from Shadic. Grabs back to back, the up throw, and that was a very interesting option coming out from Shadic because we saw the back throw and it put Light on stage, but I guess the plan was just to get another grab and get the damage, right?
Yeah, I almost wonder how intentional it was or whether Shadic's fingers were moving a little faster than his brain, because it looked like he was a little exasperated after he did that back throw, but then noticed, okay, like Light's a little bit off kilter, right? So I'm going to go for that chase. I got that grab. Yeah. I know that up throw's going to be able to take it. Up air for Light, though, keeps him in this game number 4, bringing things back to even, and man, that forward air is putting him work.
Okay, there's an air into the up tilt, tries to continue on, double up air, frame trap in the Fox, was finally able to hit the ground here, 2 stocks apiece, and Shadic letting you know that last game wasn't a fluke, and we even got some flick shots and slingshots for the movement. So good for these sorties, right?
I mean, especially for Corrin, whose movement is not the best in general. Being able to space yourself a little bit farther and a little bit more finely is always going to be a welcome change to the game plan.
Oh man, okay, there's the nair from the dash attack going for the extension, the corner carry. Light barely surviving. Can you get the punish on the illusion there? Okay, not going to go for the footstool there. That is something that is an option for Shadic, but are you going to have the confidence to go for it here?
What a call out on the spot dodge, though. Light and Shadic both go hurtling off stage. They're both going to make it back, though. Light does get a little bit of corner pressure, but is not going to be able to take it super far. And Shadic, man, there is another thing that I think is really impressive about Shadic's gameplay in this one, and that he is baiting Light with his movement so well. Light has been falling for so many situations where he thinks he has an opening, but Shadic is just a little bit farther than he thought he was, and he's able to fire back and get some big damage.
That comboed, what a great double jump into down air, making it lagless with the auto cancel there. And Mike, we're seeing Light missing a couple tech chases, and you need to hit those as Fox. If you don't hit those tech chases, you're going to be getting stocks at 150, 160 with these back airs, and that is going to be troublesome here if you're going to have to deal with all that rage on the Shadic here. Not going to be able to get the up air on the platform tech chase.
Yeah, mistiming things just a little bit. That's one of the risks that you run playing that platform game for your combos, is that sometimes it does just come down to your intuition, but Shadic right now all over Light, overcommits a little bit with that up air, didn't fastball it, so Light's the one that reaches the ground, but not able to get big damage off of it. Shadic is on the verge of pushing us to a game 5, but he has got to find his way out of the corner first to do that.
Oh, right now, Light just can't get a hit. I mean, just Shadic playing so evasive, just really bursting in and out of this mid-range and not letting Light get any kind of hit, and that's so hard to do when you're playing up against Fox, one of the best dash attacks in the game.
Oh my goodness, the use of the illusion to try to continue a tech chase. Shadic didn't get a big punish on it, though. Light keeping the pressure on forward air, puts the Corrin back off stage. Another ledge trap scenario. Back air is not going to be enough, so he goes for that up air to continue the juggle. It's anybody's guess as to how this game 4 ends.
Okay, gets the parry, but can't get much out of it. Tried to go for a footstool earlier, but didn't get the footstool. Had to retreat back to the ledge here. Oh, the up air's not enough. One more hit, the kick will do it, and we got a game 5. Shadic versus Light.
Are you not entertained? You are at Port Priority 8, and you are watching Top Level Smash at 11 a.m.
Yes.
This could be grand finals at just about any tournament, and it is 11 a.m. We are just in top 128, and Shadic's about to take a little walk to go ahead and cool off. Light's going to stand up a little bit to cool off because we're going to game 5
and
between...
the sleeves are up.
And the sleeves are up.
Sleeves been up, I guess.
So
maybe the transition into that game 4, but my goodness, if you didn't have your cup of coffee, well, here it is, because this is going to wake you right up.
This is not coffee. This is pure concentrated caffeine. You're literally just downing a brick of caffeine.
Oh, man. And banger after banger set. This is only the second one into this block to start the day. We had JDV versus Osimo, which was an incredible game 4 set. Osimo able to take it, and now Shadic and Light taking it all the way to game 5 here.
We're talking about two players that by the end of the year could potentially be top 15 in the world.
Yeah,
both of these guys are in that conversation. I mean, Light almost without a doubt, and Shadic, the way that he's been playing lately, is in that conversation. And I think that if you're concerned about those rankings, getting a win on Light in this set could absolutely be like one more feather in the cap to really tell everybody this is legitimately one of the best players in the world. But it is another game going to Pokemon Stadium 2 for Game 5. Light is going to believe in his adaptations. He really did turn the Jets back on there at the end of that Game 4. But Shadic had built up enough of a lead that it wasn't enough. So now the question is Light going to continue that momentum, or can Shadic stuff it out one last time?
Already Light doing a ton of damage with these up airs, man. I mean, on that left platform, Fox loves to get you onto a platform, do any kind of tech chase into the up air. One up air means 5 up airs usually, right? So Light getting a ton of damage and enough for that back air to go ahead and clean it out. The back air, not the strongest tool for Light, but when you do so much damage with up airs, it kind of doesn't matter, right? That's why this character is so strong. The damage output's great. So even like you just have to avoid getting reversal with rage is the main thing, right?
Basically. Great spacing right there by Shadic, by the way, using, okay, even if I'm going to get parried, I'm going to drift to the very tip of my sword, make sure that I can at least maintain some stage control. He's got Light to 80%, but that also means that you don't really have any big combos for kill confirms. Now that down tilt to up air is not going to quite be able to do it yet. So The question is, how is Shadic going to be able to finish this stock? Is it going to be even? Not quite yet. The up air's stale from that last time he used it, and up throw is not going to be enough yet either, so it's a real battle to get Light off of this first stock.
Yeah, but you got the corner situation bursting out of the corner here. Goes for the reset, gets the shield here, but back into the corner Light goes, and the shield is looking pretty low here. He can't take too much damage. He could shield poke, but going to be able to land the forward air and switch the scenario around.
Light figuring out that he just needs to space around that forward air off of ledge. Got that perfect spacing, and he's going right back to that distance because he can cover that neutral getup with something like a dash attack, a turnaround back air. This is the classic Light. Put your opponent at the ledge, never let the ledge trap go. Calls out Shadic for going high. It's a 3-stock to 1 lead.
Ooh.
Shadic does read that movement back to center stage, so he's down 1 full stock. That's very scary against Light, but it's not completely out of the woods for Light.
We've seen Shadic bring things back, being down an entire stock. Is it very difficult to do in this matchup?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, for sure. But it is possible here. But Light is bringing out the gun. Everyone here is trying to win at Port Priority, and it doesn't matter how much camping needs to be done.
If I need to rack up just a little bit of percent with those lasers, I will. But Light looks like he's done with that as far as staying on stage. If you're off stage, it's free damage, right? But 95% on Shadic. A mountain to climb when you're talking about somebody who now has all of his kill confirms available. Nair, down air, all of that can lead into up smash, and if it's not direct, it's a tech chase, and Shadic still has just spent 90% of this match in the corner. It's one more hit for Light to take it.
Finally, Shadic able to play the game. I was like, whoa, is this a one-player game? What's going on here? Because Light was just continuing on that ledge trap, and I love the use of laser as well, just to put some cherry on top damage in, you know what I mean? And like just ending the combo off with fair, and then going for a triple laser. The back air, is it enough? Absolutely, and Light with the 2-stock pop-off, continuing on the winner's bracket. And man, that was a tough break for Shadic. Just really couldn't get any sense of control back from Light after that second stock.
It was classic mode, right? Like that was Shadic in the corner, and he really never found a way to get out. Light really turning up the jets when it got to game 5, and that's exactly what he is, right? Is that he's a jet engine. Sometimes, you know, if his momentum gets knocked off, it takes a while to really build it back up, but he is the kind of guy that can get back up there and just, I mean, again, you are bowling pins, he is ball. And that's exactly how that Game 5 ended up looking. Even though Shadic did take it to a Game 5, right? It was on the verge of a reverse 3-0. It got as intense as it gets, but yeah, Light able to turn things around. Just, I mean, the adaptation was unreal.
Another Game 5 set for Shadic versus Light. I believe it was Game 5 as well at Big House. Tough one to swallow, man. I mean, it's just this matchup's really, really hard, and Light is just such a fast player, but Shadic definitely still has a chance in this loser's bracket, right? So even though you are out now, Shadic can still have an incredible run, and we'll see how he does in the loser side.
And I suspect very well. When I was looking through the fantasy teams in the Port Priority Start GG,
Right.
I think Shadic was on about like 80% of the teams that I saw, because everybody was just like, this kid's playing so good, the value is unreal, he can beat just about anybody, it feels like right now. And I mean, we just got a taste of that, right? Like, just so close to beating Light, not able to close it out though. But that just means that we get to take a look at more sets coming our way, coming your way as well here on Satellite Smash. It is, again, a full day of the top of the top level Smash Bros at Port Priority this week.